So anyway, welcome back people, and how you going? Today we're going to have a talk about the Australian unemployment rate. So, I actually don't like to put it on the screen, all this information, and then you got a little head in the corner and going, oh, look at his little head. Oh, that's nice. So anyway, we've got some information from the ABS. And if we look at the stats we have here, we have October 2020, November, monthly change, and this is back to front, so I'm actually reading it in reverse. So monthly change, percentage, yearly change percentage. So the unemployment rate, let me have a look, does it have information there? No. Up the top, 6.8%. So, and 66.1% is the participation rate. So that's the number of people actually in work, which equals to 860,700 people. And employment rate decrease, or underemployment rate decrease of 9.4%. So we have a decrease in the unemployment rate. So that's 6.8% for the ABS. But then we go to something that's more credible, or at least on the YouTube sphere, it actually has a lot more credibility, and that's Roy Morgan statistics. And as you can see down below, so here in that column is the under and unemployment rate. This bold number 11.9, that's the unemployment rate, and the 9.1 there is the underemployment rate. So basically Roy Morgan has doubled the figures of the unemployment rate. Then 6.8, it should be about 13.6, so nearly double. But anyway, the rule of thumb is you take the unemployment rate, you double it, and that's the official one. So 21% of people are underemployed or unemployed. I'd actually like to know which category you're under. Me, I'll be in the underemployed category, but that is basically by choice. I don't really want to, where I work, which is in a bakery, I don't really want to work 5 days, so I do this, and also have another channel, Goomadi Coins and Banknotes, which actually would make it actually a sort of like a full-time job anyway. So, but in this pandemic, has your productivity increased, or has it decreased? So are you doing a job that one or two people used to actually do? I know where I work, they actually have reduced the number of people working. They've increased the production by introducing machinery. So they're automating things. Making bread, it's actually a lot harder to automate than I'd say, like accounting. Accounting, you can pretty much automate it with Excel. If you just put in a program. And like manufacturing, so it's a bit more complicated because you're dealing with a biological organism, so it doesn't make it really that easy. So if we look at another site, Actuality, we have two graphs. So there's the URL. I recommend you actually go read it. So we have the labor productivity in red, the real consumer wage. So as you can see, productivity has increased more than consumer wage. Then we have real real producer wage. It's a bit hard to read when it's actually backwards. Real producer wages, as you can see, they fell during the early 2000s or late early 2010s, and then they increased. So this is during the mining boom around here. So they didn't actually increase all that much, but productivity has gone through the roof. You know, you're essentially doing the work that two people actually done 20 years ago. And how do they do that? Well, one of it is outsourcing the job to, productivity. How do they do it? It's mainly just introducing more modern technologies. Now, I don't have a problem with that. Doing less work, getting the same pay, pretty much, because the machine's actually doing the work for you. So I have no problem with that. Mechanisation, it's good for the soul. But it doesn't actually lead to wages growth. As we've seen here, what actually leads to wages growth is basically you don't stay in the job for 8 to 10 years. Now, I've seen this in my job. There is no wages growth. Productivity has gone through the roof. But if you change job, you'll probably get a wage increase, as well as upskilling, increasing your skills would actually also, depending on the area though. So if you're upskilling to an area with a lot less people in it, then yeah, you're going to command a better wage. But if you're going to upskill to an area where there's a hell of a lot of people, like accounting, you're going to upskill to accounting. How a lot of people doing accounting at university? When you get a high wage, yeah, probably not. If you're upskilling to, I don't know, a specialized area in physics that is in demand. So probably physics dealing with engineering, you probably get a high wage, definitely. So, and the last graph I want to use, okay, go and so there's the URL. Definitely look at this. So the blue line we have capital productivity, and the red line we have labor productivity. As you can see, it's gone from 60 for labor to nearly 100. So that's nearly double the productivity. But capital has gone from about 125 down to 100. So instead of getting that extra 25% for the 100 that you actually put in, you're actually just getting it back. So productivity for capital is just money, is 0. So you put the capital in, you're not going to get any return, not like 25 years ago in which you get 25% return. But, that's why investing is probably a pretty bad idea, because it's, you see Uber, you see, who else? YouTube, they put a lot of money in, or Amazon, they put a lot of money in their core products. So Uber's the cars, Amazon's the marketplace. Google with YouTube. Do they make money? No. They lose money, actually. So they're investing money in other areas, which are not the core products, which actually bring them money, so they can actually, and they use the core products just as pretty much an advertisement, propaganda thing. So really, a lot of these large companies don't make money on their product that they're actually known for, but they make money on other areas. So that is so many issues of work included. Yep. Mass capital misallocation into unproductive speculation. So that's one of the main reasons why the capital is not actually being innovative, because they're putting the money in areas that are not going to be very they're not going to be productive. They're just going to be a waste of money. Insufficient innovation. So while they want to innovate, they're not actually doing enough to make it financially worthwhile. Okay, crush loading on everything via mass immigration and useless catch-up investment. So if you bring in a lot of immigrants in the country, you're going to have less wage growth because there's more labour in the market. Useless catch-up investment. Yeah, I'm not too familiar with what useless. I know what catch-up investment. So they're investing things that are actually pretty much not going to be productive, just useless. So that's what I take on that. No policy reform. That's another one. When a country doesn't reform, it stagnates. So that's why a lot of third world countries are actually in a lot of trouble because they lack reform, not only in their culture, in the workplace, but also in government. So if a company doesn't modify its policies for the current marketplace, like we saw in Kodak, where's Kodak now? Where's Nokia now? They didn't modify. Oh well, they're lost. And they just disappear. So then you have a loss in investment of capital. Anyway, I'll leave it here. So just leave a comment down below on what you think of the 6.8% or 11 point, what is it, Roy Morgan? 11.9% unemployment rate, which is pretty much the standard. 10% unemployment rate is pretty normal. 8 to 11 is, the divergence. And in good economic times, probably like 7 or 8%. So anyway, I'm not an economist. I'm just a shit kicker. And have an awesome shit kicking day. Maybe that would be how I end it. Yeah. Thank you. Goodbye.